seeing all over X the last week or so. And of course, there's some XRP drama happening. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why it could potentially dump and all kinds of stuff. Like there's multiple different things that happened over the weekend as well. I just remember messaging Mixie. I'm like, what in the actual heck is going on? I thought everybody was happy. Everyone was excited. Like, why is the XRP army fighting? So we have to talk about too. There's just been a lot of things happening. And I'm going to kind of walk you through the Tether FUD and what that means and why you should put that in your trading and investing journal and why it really may not matter. So we're going to get through it. We're going to talk about it. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I still feel like I'm on vacation just because my kid's home, but we've got some work to do today. I'm going to try to do a little bit of yard work. Move some things around in the garage, do some organization, but got a little party for my nephew tomorrow night because it's his birthday. He's going to be big four. But first off, shout out to the channel members. Shout out to Mr. R, to John, my day one, Mixing, Mr. R again, Crypto Active, Iron Lux, Zenny, and Gorgeous Alexandra. So good morning to all you guys. Let's go ahead and get into it and talk about all the drama that's happening. First though, I kind of got to gloat about this. I feel like I need to gloat about this a little bit because we take a look at the entire market and see what's kind of going on. You guys will notice on the daily that AI16Z is up 35.1%. 35.1%. Again, this is something we called on the show. We talked to you guys about it at a $20 million market cap, and the current market cap for AI16Z did incredibly well over the week. It went back up over $1 billion. I believe it was at about $1.3 billion. So again, this is something that we talked about, and it just feels nice to see. It's nice when you like put money into something, you're like, yeah. And apparently it hit a $1.6 billion market cap, which we will talk about a little bit later. Also, too, shout out to the Squid Grow community. If you guys have not been using Silent Swap for your daily DEX, you need to. You really, really, really need to. I have a 10% code up there. I don't make anything off of it. So if you want to get 10% off your trading fees, swapping fees, all of it, take a look at it. So this is going to be the daily as far as the crypto markets go. Weekly, AI16Z is up 154%. Things are looking pretty good here. GT up, move up, some little, little bearish actions here and there, but it's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Now let's just do a quick Bitcoin market update because this is important. Also, too, I hope you guys are drinking your chicken bone broth over here. Okay, we will deal with that later. Anyways. Taking a look at Bitcoin. This is going to be the 4-hour, but I want to start on the daily. So we are in a downtrend. We've been in a downtrend. We're fighting really, really, really hard to stay and to break above $95,000. Today, earlier this morning, we got a swing look low to 91.2. We broke down below the support here, which is something we kind of talked about. And I said watch for about 90,000, 89,000. And we got close, but we didn't hit it, and that's okay. That's okay. Now, taking a look at what I want to see happen with Bitcoin, I want to see us break above 95,300. That's what I want to see over here. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the 4-hour. The 4-hour hit 94, and it looks like things are looking good on the 4-hour. Market Cipher printed a green dot. So right now I'm going to wait to see if we break above 95,000. What I'm thinking could potentially happen is we might pop up to the trend line at about 95,000 and drop down, but we'll see. So right now things are kind of up in the air. Now, Ethereum, the little engine that could. We've got some news about Ethereum coming as well. But taking a look at Ethereum, we're just kind of going sideways between 32 and 35. Solana is still in a downtrend, still cannot break above this trend line here, and that's okay. And the current cryptocurrency market cap, all of it is about 3.22 trillion. So everything is kind of in a downtrend right now, but it doesn't look too terribly bad. Now, XRP is holding really nicely at support here. I'm just waiting for some more price action and hopefully get that breakout at about 232. So we'll kind of see and wait to see what happens with that. But other than that, XRP is still looking pretty strong. Now, the way it would hit $1 is if we had a really, really, really massive retrace because of all the drama that's happening. And is it bad drama? I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get into it. Let's first talk about Tether news. So before we get into the Tether news, I'm WendyO. I talk everything crypto every day. Make sure you guys subscribe, set alerts, drop me comments, all of that to get more because I give the best crypto news. But let's go ahead and talk about the Tether FUD. So Tether is a very interesting proponent in crypto. They've been around for a very, very long time. It was really kind of one of the first stable coins. Shout out to Callie, sending holiday cheer to you and your family. God bless, all of that stuff. Tether was like one of the first stable coins. And way back in the day, like now you get trading pairs. Like let's say you want to trade Solana, you can use Solana USDC, Solana USDT. Back in my day, you would have to trade with Bitcoin pairs. So you would have to break that all down, kind of like dosage calculations, and convert it into sats, okay? Now with that being said, there's always been a lot of drama with Tether because of the way the company operates. NYDFS went after them really, really hard for a long time. They were getting banned here. They were getting banned there. There's always drama that Tether was insolvent. Now, is Tether run legitimately? I can't comment on that. All I know is that if they've gotten approval from NYDFS, or they have been following what the NYDFS has been saying to them and doing what they've been asked, then that makes me feel a little bit better. But at the same time, there's always Tether fund every single year. There's like literally every year in crypto, doesn't matter if it's a bull market or a bear market, everybody's like, Tether's going to collapse. It's going to destroy the entire market. Bitcoin and a lot of coins would be okay. But at the same time, Tether is important. They have billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions, maybe even trillions of dollars. It's just crazy. So my personal opinion is I don't think Tether is going to go away yet. Maybe in the future when they really push heavily for a CBDC, possibly, but at the same time, because I think USDC is a chosen one. But really what's happening with the Tether FUD is because there is a EU ban because of MiCA, which is a brand new framework that they have integrated. A lot of the exchanges in the EU, they can't have it there anymore. So that's what's happening with that. So everybody's freaking out. Everybody thinks it's going to go to zero, all kinds of stuff. So the story here, and this came out on 3 days. Was it today? Is it Thursday? Anyways, USDT will be illegal in Europe in the next 3 days. European crypto exchanges may be forced to delist USDT. And with that being said, it's going to cut off access for millions of users. So basically, it's a pretty gnarly thing that we're going to see happen. And this is just for the EU, for Europe. And this is because of MiCA, the MiCA regulation. And that's why I've said multiple times is to be really, really cautious in Q1 of 2025 or until regulatory framework gets placed in the United States of America, because we don't know exactly what we're going to get. And it could be a little bit shocking to some people or to some people's investments and whatnot. So make sure that you're following this, because we don't know exactly what we're going to get. And that's not being bearish. It's just talking about the risks. The risks. It's scary. Scary stuff, you know? So anyways, the EU's MiCA regulations take full effect today, which that's what I thought it did. I'm just not good at math, on December 30th, today. So if you were in the EU and you have Tether, you need to figure out how to convert that to whatever it is you need. If you're holding it on crypto exchanges, you are going to need to comply with that and figure it out. Okay, so if you're in the EU, this is very, very, very important, because there's people that don't pay attention to this, and then I get emails later and they're like, oh, I lost all my money because I didn't do X, Y, and Z. You got to do what the exchanges say, or just in general. So MiCA requires issuers to obtain an e-money license, hold 2/3 of reserves in a bank, and monitor transactions. Circle received the e-money license in July. Tether has not complied yet. Most EU-regulated exchanges have already removed USDT, causing liquidity challenges. Removing USDT could lead to liquidity drops and higher trading costs for investors in the short term. Some reports and analysts suggest that Europe will miss out on the Trump boom in 2025 if they get rid of USDT fully. And that's actually a very, very interesting statement from Bloomberg, in my personal opinion. So this over here, they're just saying, you know, that if you remove Tether from the ecosystem, you might be missing out on the Trump presidency. And that makes sense, because we know we're getting a bullish crypto president in the United States of America. We don't know exactly what he's going to say yet. So I do think that this move from the EU was a little bit premature. But at the same time, MiCA was put into place for a while, and brand new laws generally just don't take form out of nowhere. So right now, Americans are okay when it comes to Tether, but we'll have to kind of see what happens. So is Tether going to collapse? No. Unless there's like a global ban on it in the Middle East or in Asia and America, those types of places, unless there's like a global ban, then yeah, there will be a collapse. But we'll have to see what happens. So again, right now, this is just FUD, but at the same time, it still is pretty big news. Really big news, because a whole entire place, Europe, can't use Tether anymore. And again, I really fully believe that we will see USDC be the CBDC kind of on a global scale, at least for America for sure. That's my opinion. And I just think that it's going to happen because, again, when we go through this story over here, one of the titty bitties, it says Circle received an e-money license in July. Tether has not complied. So Tether was given an option to do X, Y, and Z, and they didn't. Now, this is interesting. Tether buys 7,629 Bitcoin worth $705 million for its reserves, and they now own 7.7 billion in Bitcoin. Now, this is interesting because we knew that, they have to have Bitcoin and different things for their reserve to back the reserves up, but this is still pretty interesting that they made this move. So I don't know if it's like a statement. I don't know what the deal is, but I just wanted to bring it up because it is kind of important. So Tether sent 7,629 Bitcoin worth $700 million to its Bitcoin reserve address from Bitfinex, the largest transaction since March 2024 when they sent 8,888 Bitcoin. They also sent 8,888 on December 31st, 2023, and USDT reserves are backed by US Treasury bonds and cash equivalents. So that's good to know, right? Right? It generates yield from these assets, reinvests in sectors like AI, mining, and decentralized communication. So this is basically how a bank operates. Thank you so much, Ezra. I appreciate it about my hair. It's dirty. Hair washing day isn't for a few days, but we'll see. We'll see. So that's going on with Tether. I'm going to put a poll in the chat, and I want you guys to answer and let me know what you think about the Tether FUD, okay? Do you think USDT will be banned globally? Yes or no? I'm curious to see what you guys want to think about that. Also, too, I wish I had someone to help me do all the house stuff that I have to do, like the gardening and that type of stuff, but it's going to be fun. Me and Laura are going to have a good time. Anyways, that's what's going on with Tether. Now, a collapse of Tether could crash the entire crypto market, similar to the Terra Luna move. But at the same time, I am confident that everything's going to be okay. I don't hold a whole lot of Tether anymore. I swap mostly everything to USDC just in case. That's just what I do. And I do this generally every year, anytime we have FUD, because I generally don't buy into the FUD, but at the same time, I'm not going to get caught holding the bag. That's one thing about me. If I think an exchange is going down, if I get a bad feeling about a crypto project, something, I am going to do what I need to do ethically to get out of that position. I also let my audience know what I'm doing as well and why I'm doing it. So I went ahead and I swapped my USDT to USDC. Am I recommending you do that? No, that's what I'm doing. So you do what works for you. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you guys smash the like. Also, shout out to Eric. Now, Crypto.com, let's go ahead and get into the XRP drama, okay? Crypto.com refuses to fund users' XRP wallet, citing EU's new rule. Okay, let's go ahead and cover this and see what's going on, because I like Crypto.com. I've been using them since like 2018. I've never had an issue with them. They have always been really easy. Their customer service has been great. There's been drama with them in the past. Like, there was always rumors of like when all the crypto exchange stuff was happening, the collapse, there was rumors that they had problems. I removed my funds from there. Never had an issue with them at all. And I still use it today because everything's good. But anyways, again, the EU's new travel rule takes effect today, and this is kind of part of the MiCA regulation. So Crypto.com reportedly began enforcing early, specifically for XRP deposits. Users are required to provide detailed transaction information, including names and the origin of destination funds. Some users were frustrated over Crypto.com's refusal to credit funds automatically. People questioned the necessity of the crypto requirements for domestic transactions, as the rule is mandatory for only cross-border transfers. The travel rule initially applied in the EU may expand to further regions. So that's what's happening. And one thing that happened with me, with Crypto.com about a month or two ago, I got hit with we need to know what you do for work, all this stuff. And I was like, oh my God. And you guys, all of us are going to get hit with that. That's just what happens. Absolutely what happens. And this is why we don't keep crypto on exchanges, okay? Don't keep crypto on exchanges. It's not your keys, not your coins, all of that stuff, okay? Now, with that being said, why did crypto.com act a little bit early? Well, they acted early is because they want to make sure that they're complying with things. And again, you're going to see a lot of crypto exchanges do this, like Coinbase and Gemini for sure. Coinbase has been accused of doing all this stuff before with all the crazy KYC and whatnot. So just understand that if you have crypto on an exchange, you're going to get hit with these requirements and they're going to demand that you KYC. And that's why DEXs are so important. So that's going on with XRP and crypto.com, which is cuckoo. So be careful, you guys. And then let's go ahead and get into the XRP drama that has been happening. All right. XRP sinks 5% to lead crypto losses as strong dollar rattles Bitcoin bulls. So this is part of the drama. Basically, it's saying over here, the overall the overall crypto market cap declined by 3%. XRP fell within 24 hours, along with Solana, Doge, BNB, Ethereum, etc. Weak Asian markets, equity markets, and falling U.S. equities contributed to losses, and investors reduced positions. Macroeconomic pressures, lower liquidity, profit-taking, scaled back expectations from Fed rate cuts have dampened the crypto rally, with Bitcoin down 4% this month, despite a 47% gain in quarter four. To me, this is a nothing burger, okay? This is an absolute nothing burger here. The fact that the market is down because Bitcoin is down, cool. People are also uncertain about interest rates, makes sense. People are also taking profit and rebalancing their portfolios. That makes sense, especially the big boys. Traditional finance, they take profit at the end of every quarter and they rebalance their portfolios. That's what they do. But we're seeing this more in real time that happen now because it's crypto, which is good because we're essentially learning how traditional finance works. Now, let's keep it going. And that's not bearish to me. Just because the price is down of these major crypto assets, that's not bearish to me at all. It's called a correction. So, Ripple case chaos, SEC overreach, stupid rulings, and a potential dropped lawsuit from Charles Gasparino. Okay, so let's go ahead and go. I'm going to give you guys the titty bitties. So too long, don't read, because there's a lot here, okay? So there's a clip with Mr. Charles. Where is it? Okay, I don't think we're playing it because there was it's this one over here. Should we play? Hold on. Let me make sure we get the S word out. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take it out. Take out the S word just in case. And we're going to speed it up so you guys can hear. If you are on TikTok and you would like to hear, you need to go over to YouTube. Thank you.
The Ripple XRP people, which you gave me a funny story before, which we talk about. I was the mainstream reporter.
And if you guys don't know who Charles is, Charles started to report on XRP before anyone else did, and he also worked very closely with Ellie that gives us breaking XRP news all of the time. So this is important stuff to hear, and this is on the Pomp podcast.
That dived into how they might have been unfairly singled out. I mean, me and Ellie Derritt literally wrote the seminal piece on this, and we wrote it because it was so bizarre what happened. I did a hit. So when Ellie's sitting over there, when did we write that story?
November 2021.
Okay, November 2021.
Top of the market.
We wrote the story about how this company Ripple is under the gun from the SEC, and how there's this huge fight that's going on about whether they're being unfairly prosecuted or regulated. And we covered it from many different angles. The reason why I did that story is because maybe 3 or 4 years earlier, I did a piece about, I think it was about Ethereum and consensus, where I said they wanted to establish they're looking to establish a regulatory regime. Mm-hmm. A guy named John Deaton, who's like a big XRP guy and a good friend of mine, John Deaton found that clip and he posted it, and I got like 4 million tweets at me. I mean, remember, it was like nonstop and it kept going. So I called John Deaton up. He didn't know me. I don't know him. And I said, what is this? He goes, you don't remember doing this? I said, yeah, kind of. It was like years ago. And then he introduced me to the Ripple case. And so I always thought the regulation of Ripple was, just needless, given all. Think about it. They were going after Ripple and XRP. Sam Bankman-Fried, it was going nuts.
And that's absolutely pretty amazing, because you guys remember John Deaton was able to, he represented 75,000 XRP holders on a global scale. Charles is also saying how predatory the case was against Ripple and the XRP army. So it's good to get this information out. It really is. But there's more. Let's go ahead.
Essentially ripping people off. So I always felt that was regulatory overreach. I always felt there is a need for a safe harbor. So this technology, Ripple does have an underlying technology. We've essentially forced it overseas, I believe, is where it is.
And he said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. Ripple has a valid technology, but we forced it overseas. And that's why the Safe Harbor Act from Hester Pierce was so important. But of course, it didn't get passed because the current administration had a hard-on for crypto. So I think we will see some sort of Safe Harbor Act passed in crypto so these companies can continue to operate here and bring revenue back.
Because it's kind of in regulatory never land still to this day. The SEC is appealing the case. And then because they brought the case, this is how stupid it is. So they bring the case, they get this moron judge who says, oh no, they don't deserve this. The retail investors don't need the disclosure. They're okay not disclosing to retail, but they should have disclosed it to the institution. This idiotic judge didn't even know that she stabbed.
Oh boy. So that's where the drama is he called Judge Torres a dodo.
Precedent that there should be less disclosure for retail.
And basically he's saying because Judge Torres said that that institutional sales should have required more disclosures, but retail shouldn't have. So he's basically calling Judge Torres an idiot, but I can understand maybe where he's talking from legal wise, but at the same time, crypto is about everyone. Crypto is about everybody winning, especially retail. So it's crazy that he said this, but at the same time, like, yikes, wow, hold on, let's keep going.
That shows you what a mess bringing this case was and how they went after him. So, I mean, so I'm pointing these out, you do get on the side of these crazies on the internet, but, again, I'm always going to call it like I see it. And that is a stupid ruling. XRP may suffer if it gets reversed, which I think there's a chance it gets reversed.
And then he's saying that he thinks there's a chance that the XRP ruling, that XRP is not a security on the secondary market, basically that's bullish for retail, may get reversed because the entire case was dumb because the SEC's never had any type of regulatory framework in place. So he's basically saying what we have all been saying, is that we need to have some sort of regulations. We need to have some sort of guidelines so companies can operate, because now we have case law for the whole Ripple debacle. But now when we integrate brand new laws, which we're going to get in 2025, that may not be valid, and the decision might be reversed. So that's why people are losing their minds.
And XRP and Ripple's back on the hook. The SEC may drop the whole thing now that Trump's in there. That's a whole other thing that you have to worry about. And this is why I get shit from both sides, both pro-crypto and anti-crypto. I will cover this like baseball. I literally don't give a fuck who wins and who.
Okay, he said the F word too. Well, I appreciate it. This was actually really good. I'm glad I like to listen to things with you guys first. So basically what he's saying, he's pissed off because the SEC didn't have any guidelines regarding crypto. And then they go and they sue these good actors from Ripple because Ripple does have underlying technology. The judge in his opinion, not mine, he thinks that that she was wrong for requiring more protections for institutions and less protections for retail, which I don't think that that's right. I don't think XRP was a security. I think that all the disclosures were met, in my personal opinion, but what do I know? So that's why people are pissed. And now that he's saying, because all of this happened and we're getting a pro-crypto president, the SEC essentially didn't do their job, they jumped the gun, that the XRP ruling may get reversed. That's what he's saying. So people are pissed. They're pissed. All right. He also said it's crazy that the SEC would go after Ripple while SBF was out there scamming people, which was very, very, very true. And that's because Sam's parents were good friends of Warren and the rest of them. Anyways, that's what happened with that. And let's go ahead and go through some of the posts that have been on X. So Tony Edwards said, this guy, which I love Tony. Tony's great. He says the guy who's calling Judge Torres a moron, and he's basically, going after Charles. And I like Charles and Tony, and I'm not getting in the fight. But basically, Fox Business Charles Gasparino is today's fake Pulitzer Prize nominee. They're going after him. Everybody's arguing and they're fighting, all kinds of stuff. Next tweet over here, he says, one of the dumbest men in the world calls himself a crypto teacher. So hide the kids. To his idiotic point, but I'm worried nothing. But my point was Ripple case established a 2-tier disclosure mandate where retail gets less disclosure than institutions. He is really a dope sad. This actually makes sense though, this tweet. which I get his reasoning, and I just don't think a lot of other people are understanding what he means. So I'm not on either side. I want the Ripple community to have the best outcome possible, but this is wild. But basically, he's just talking about this legal wise. Like, he's saying that the group that should have the most disclosures or most restrictions got less than the other group. And so he's like confused about that. And he thinks that it's going to get reversed because of that. That's what he's saying. Yikes, this is wild. Woo, drama city, baby. Next, Nate says, wild to me, the fighting among various crypto factions. Don't you realize all rising tides raise boats? Arguing ETH versus SOL versus whatever just dissuades the medium investors. Same with you Bitcoin maxis. Welcome, everyone in the ecosystem overall. So a bunch of people are drama. Everybody's fighting all kinds of stuff. And it's interesting to see. Also, too, I am going to be at Rare Evo is here in August. If you guys want to go, I've got a link on my website for tickets. So if you want to go, I highly recommend getting the tickets now while it's still affordable. It's probably one of the last events in the crypto events that's happening in the US because everyone's going overseas. Consensus is going overseas, all kinds of stuff. So if you can't afford to go to the free events after, network. That's the best way to get ahead in crypto. So yikes, I'm just overstimulated right now. All right, now we got to talk about Mr. Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor, okay? So Michael Saylor over here. MicroStrategy acquired 2,138 Bitcoin for $209 million at $97,000 per Bitcoin. They achieved a yield of 47.8% and 74.1% year to date. As of December 29, 2024, we hold 446,400 Bitcoin acquired for $27.9 billion at $62,000 per Bitcoin. And this is how you dollar cost average and how you end up coming on top. Next, El Salvador joins the 6,000 Bitcoin club amid growing nation-state adoption interest. Let's go ahead and read this a little bit, okay? So, after consistently buying Bitcoin for 39 months, El Salvador now holds 6,000 Bitcoins in its reserve. They are now sixth among top government holders globally, and their Bitcoin reserves are now worth 127% more than they paid for them. This is an increase of $344 million. So again, the reason why I like to cover these stories for you guys, because this just shows the power of dollar cost averaging. Because maybe you're watching this show and you're like, I need to be a trader. I have to use leverage. I have to do all these things to get ahead. And that's not the reality of it. If you do your due diligence and you find an asset you like and you just dollar cost average and you've got your conviction, you're going to do okay. Or maybe you just want to do that with Bitcoin. If you do it with Bitcoin, you will win over time, in my opinion. Again, not financial advice. Now, Hong Kong legislator proposes adding Bitcoin to national reserves. We are in a fight between MicroStrategy, many different companies with wanting to add Bitcoin reserves, put it on their balance sheet. And again, Bitcoin is a finite asset. If you are not holding Bitcoin, it's something you should consider doing. There will never be more Bitcoin made. And the fact that we have so many different countries that want to have Bitcoin reserves. We know we're going to get it with Trump, and we know how much we're going to be buying under the Trump administration. As an American, you probably should want to pick some up, or at least pay attention to that. Now, over 70 public companies hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet this year, with a total of 591,726. These are just all the different companies that own Bitcoin on their balance sheet. MicroStrategy, Marathon, DeFi Technologies, LineLock, Core Scientific, Argo, all kinds of stuff. So again, Bitcoin's not going anywhere, and these people are buying Bitcoin up, and you might want to consider doing the same. All right, this is from Mr. Nate Jasari, and this is actually very, very important here. The top 8 ETF launches in 2024 are now all crypto related. 4 spot Bitcoin ETFs, 2 spot Ethereum ETFs, and 2 master ETFs. This is out of nearly 740 new ETFs. So basically what they're saying here, Nate is saying that the top ETF launches of 2024 are via crypto. In my personal opinion, 2025, we will see so many more crypto ETFs get approved. I think the ones that we will see first, XRP, Solana, and Litecoin. That's what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong, but I really, really think that's what we're going to see. Grayscale. Grayscale Research updates its top 20 crypto assets for quarter 2025, adding Hype, ENA, Virtual Jupe, GTO, and Grass. I was wrong about Grass. So congratulations to everybody that's holding these here. These are going to be the top research coins that Grayscale has. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Link, Sui, Uniswap, Hyperliquid, Aave, BitTensor, Athena, Optimism, Virtual, Lido, Helium, Airwave, Jupiter, Aerodome, Akash, G2, and Grass. Someone said, why is not XRP there? That's an interesting topic, but I think that this is what's going to happen. Again, when Grayscale talks, we should probably pay attention to them. If you're brand new to crypto and you're looking to get into altcoins, follow things that Grayscale posts and talk about. These are large companies with a lot of capital. And it's pretty interesting to follow them. Also, too, from Akram, Grayscale is the largest institution holder of Ethereum, and they have 6.62 billion worth of Ethereum. Now, this is the story over here that I want to talk about just a little bit. But the fact that BlackRock, Grayscale, all of that, they own this much Ethereum, I don't think that Ethereum is going anywhere. I think we will hit $10,000. But again, I do plan on selling majority of my Ethereum to kind of essentially recalibrate my portfolio, okay? Recalibrate it over there. This new to this, so is ETF positive? Thank you for your question. Let's talk about it. So crypto ETFs, are they positive? They're positive and negative. They're positive because number goes up, or we can hope that number goes up because more people have access to get in. But they're not really what crypto is. Bitcoin and crypto was created for the people, by the people, out of the housing crash of 2008. It was not necessarily created for institutions, but it is a decentralized economy, meaning that anybody can participate. The thing about it, though, is that it was created for the underdogs, for poor people, for retail, just for your average Joe. Doesn't matter what country you're in. But we're seeing all these big institutions come in now. So is that negative for it? It's good and bad, but it's good and bad. It's good for price-wise, but it's not good for the underdogs. Just my opinion. Next, Ethereum long-term holders climbed in 2024 as Bitcoin holders fell. I wonder why that is. Let's see what's going on over here. Why? Analysts attribute to long-term holders cashing out. Spot Ethereum ETFs saw inflows double from 1 billion. Experts predict ETH will benefit from regulatory changes, staking ETFs and CFTC undersight over Trump. I agree with that. And, this does make sense. Bitcoin broke an all-time high this year. $100,000 was a big psychological number for people. Ethereum did not. So it does make sense that there's less Bitcoin holders because people are taking profit. A dormant Bitcoin address holding 357 Bitcoin has been reactivated after 11 years of inactivity. So again, people are waking up, they have their old wallets, and they're like, I'm going to go and take up some profit. Now, one of my favorite projects outside of SQUIDGROW. SQUIDGROW is my #1 meme coin, and again, I work with them, I'm partner with them, but I also love what AI16Z is doing. So AI agent platform AI16Z considers tokenomics overhaul, launching layer 1 blockchain. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. And if you are not paying attention to AI16Z, you need to. The market cap hit $1.6 billion. The team is going to go ahead and is going to redo the tokenomics. They're going to explore a layer 1 blockchain tailored for AI applications, which I think is cool. Token Launchpad launching Q1, and it's going to be modeled after Pump.Fun for AI projects using the ELIZA framework. Again, ELIZA is it's open source code that you can use to build anything, do anything AI-wise, and for crypto stuff as well. So there's going to be good actors there and bad actors there, just like with Ethereum, if you're building something on Ethereum, Solana, etc. Features include staking, launch fees, liquidity pairings to boost token value. Mommy's almost done, okay? What is on your paper? In a minute. I will. Mommy's about 5 minutes, okay? Which in the living room? Yeah, if you make a mess, you're going to get in trouble though, okay? So make sure. Okay, Bessie, but make sure to clean up after yourself. Okay, bye-bye. All right. The AI16Z token offers governance rights utility within the ecosystem. ELIZA framework facilitates AI agent creation. Yes, my love. What are you eating for breakfast, though? What'd you make yourself? Okay, well, what are you planning on eating for breakfast? A small piece of the brownie. Next, the crypto industry sued the IRS less than 24 hours after it finalized the anti-DeFi broker rule. I am going to, and this is also part of the War of Crypto Continues. I'm going to be making a post with Scott Martin, my CPA, Scott J. Martin, or actually a video. It's going to come out 3 p.m. PST. He commented on this. He's a CPA. He knows what all this means. But basically, Congress needs to change this rule that the IRS and Treasury just put out, because the IRS and Treasury just got sued. But basically what that means is that they want to basically ban Bitcoin through regulation. So I'm going to put a video out. We're going to explain it. My CPA will explain it better than I can. And then also too, this is really interesting. And my friend, Miss Haley, she posted this. Odd timing for the FBI to tweet about this, especially given Trump's promise to pardon Ross one day. I can tell the next 4 years are going to be interesting. So this is going to be, it sounds like pushback from the FBI. They says, on the Silk Road, darknet site run by American cyber criminals, Ross William Ulbricht, bargaining for blah, 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 blah. Basically, this is like anti-Ross, blaming Ross for creating a platform that people use to do bad things. Ross didn't do anything bad, but it's interesting they put that out because Trump said he was going to pardon him. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. That's why I told you guys there's going to be lots of drama, a lot of things happening. Anyways, though, I got to get going. I got to make sure my kid is not eating too big of a brownie. And I got to work on my other media. I got to get out for you guys. But anyway, shout out to the XRP army. Things will be okay. We just need to keep fighting. Shout out to everyone with the Tether FUD. If you have Tether, I've swapped all my Tether, majority of it, to USDC. You do what works for you. Also, too, please understand there's going to be a lot of requirements and things happening in 2025 with KYC on exchanges. So if you should probably use cold storage if you can. Anyway, sending y'all love and light, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. PST. Bye. All right, my guys, let's see. Ugh. Whoop.